Here we go. Getting there, getting there. A little bit late here. Appreciate everybody's patience.
Tonight's episode, Triangle of Terror.
All right, let's get started here and find out what's happening with the comment periods. It should still be going if I did everything correctly here. Now I'm going to click on this and we'll open this up and we'll drag this over here. And now what we're looking at is, there's my audio check. Oh, is that loud? Is that any better? Let me know. So we've got a poll going. We look over here. Got a poll going there. We only got 5 votes. 1 person watching. How'd that happen? This person watching a Democrat? So we're going to go to edit video. Oh wait, I did it out of order. We're going to go to the comments of this video. There we go. We're going to go to the comments of this video. We're going to right click and open in a new tab. On the 2 links that are in the comments of this video. Those are the links to regulations.gov where the ATF has cleverly hidden a comment period for 2 different infringements. One would be the redefinition of firearms, and that one actually closed last Wednesday. We're looking at it because they're still tallying up numbers, and we're going to see how many have adjusted. We also have a link to the factoring criteria for firearms with attached stabilizing braces, which is government speak for pistol braces. Trying to make those illegal for the 2nd time in 8 months, 6 months really when this started. And that comment period has just a few more days left. So we'll be following that one. And depending on the number of comments that come in, we'll either freak out and panic, get discouraged and just quit, or we'll read some of the comments. One of those things will happen. So then we have, that's what we've done. We've opened up those 2 links. Now we're going to edit this video. And this is something that no other YouTube channel does because they're scared to do it in front of you. What I do is I open up the video like this. Then we go over to the comment periods and we take this number, which is the total number reported comments received, and we compare that to the number that we grabbed last time. And guess what? They're the exact same number. What does that tell us? It tells us that's how many comments have been received. They have not updated that number, and it's been business days, so that tells us that they've counted them all. So now we know a total number of how many comments are received. But they are still accepting, or what do they call it, approving comments, and that number has gone from 178,200 to 181,000. Almost 700. 69. 690. Okay, so that one went up something like, am I doing math right? 4,400 comments have been approved, although no new ones have been received. So we can probably quit watching the ATF comments at some point, at least as far as monitoring them. However, something we figured out thanks to somebody was chatting on somebody's thing, and I came along and was like, and then they were like, oh no, here, look. And then I was like, oh, dang, that's cool. So I forgot where it was. It was like on Instagram, maybe. Somebody said something, and I was like, whatever. And then they're like, oh no, look, you can search. So here's what we're going to do. We'll do that later. So we can search now. So we are going to be able to go back to the the redefinition of firearms, and we'll be able to data harvest or data mine 181,000 comments. However, we'll still pay attention to this, and it's possible that this number of comments approved will continue to go up. They have almost 300,000 comments received, and we know at least 100,000 of them are antis. Why? Because Shan was bragging about how they posted 100,000 of the 300,000 with their form letter. We also know that something like 120,000 of them have not been accepted. So is it possible that they took their 127,000 out? Question mark. Well, we're going to find out either in this show or in a future show, because that is possible. We can find it out. And that's what we're going to do. However, we're in the midst of an actual comment period. So we can look back at the history of that comment period anytime we want now. I don't think there's any reason to do it before we pay attention to the stabilizing brace comment period. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to go over to the tab, open it in a new window, and look at those numbers on the, it's on this page. I just have the magnification up to, I don't know, what am I doing? I just don't have it wide enough, I guess. So we're going to take this number, 136. Why isn't it letting me copy it? 136. Ugh, it's up. Ugh. So this one's pathetic. What's up with the braces? People have just, well, they took our receivers away, so we're just going to give up our braces. So it went from 136,200 to 136,600. So another 400 comments have come in. What did I do this yesterday? I guess that's not a lot of time, but still, shame. So 131, 13. Interesting. 130. All right. So now we know that the approved comments have gone up about 1,000. So what are you going to do? They only gave we only gave the ATF something like 400 comments, and somehow they approved 1,000. So what are they doing? They're just reading them, I guess. There's people that laugh and go, "Are they reading all these? How do you know they're not reading them all? It's just some government job. You think they didn't pay somebody to read a bunch of shit?" So now we're going to go over here, and what are we going to do? So we'll take a look at the braces. That's what we're here for. So we're going to click save on this. That'll take us back to, well, eventually it'll actually take us to here, and then this will be the video again. And now we're back on the live video again. Doesn't look like anybody's out there. Oh, it looks like Makojo's out there, and some guy talking about Canik. Let's see. So now the numbers here in the comments are accurate. So you can see this is about the total number of comments received. Looks like it's going to stay around 294,000. That 632 might go up because we know at least Barbecue sent in like 700 comments on pieces of paper. And then we got 181 of those, 181,000, not quite 2/3 of them have been approved. But let's go back, refresh on the braces, and we've got just 400 new ones came in, brings us to a total of 136,000 comments. I guess the good news is only when only 400 comments come in, and we read 25 of the most recent of them. Is that 1/8 of all the comments? Some number of all the comments. I mean, it's a big percentage of all the comments relatively. So we're going to do that. We're going to go to the comments tab. We're going to sort the comments by most recent, which gives us a page of 25 of the most recent comments. And I always have to say this while I sit here right-clicking, and I should have an intern. If you want to go to Patreon and then throw a bunch of money at us, then what'll happen is I'll eventually have enough money that I can pay all the bills, and then I'm hiring an intern. Well, not hiring an intern. Then I'll have an intern for free that'll come in here and click all this before the show. Then you won't have to wait for it. So it's like you're paying for your own time back. But until then, we're sitting here right-clicking forever. At least 25 times. Approximately 25 times, we right-click and open in a new tab. Is there some way to automate that? If there's a way to automate that, let us know in the comments. I usually mention that a quarter of the screen that you're looking at, or maybe because of my unusually wide monitor, like a third of the, sixth of the screen is yours comments. So y'alls can comment and they will be up out here on the screen. See how that works? Because we care, because this is an actual conversation and not just some sort of like ego boosting sales pitch. Although you can click on our Patreon and, well, that wouldn't be selling anything. You can click on Gary websites and buy stuff. All right, so now we're going up to the top, and we're going to go to the first comment and I guess read them because they're usually on our site. Oh, let's go back and look at that poll real quick, and then we'll throw a different poll up there perhaps. but there's nobody out here, so we'll see how many answers we got. So the poll was, what will happen for Second Amendment? First, we will win the whole 2A, or we will win some portion of the 2A, or we've already lost the 2A, it's over, or come on, man. So it looks like out of 9 votes, which is more people that are in here, so we know that YouTube is manipulating the we got 55%. Well, we will win it all. So that's good. You people can stay. We have already lost. I don't know why you people are here. There's plenty of options for you to go be pessimistic and gloom or whatever. You can go buy a canic. And then we will win some portion. Yeah, you can stick around until you become brainwashed that we're going to win it all. Otherwise, you can go with the people and buy a canic. And then, come on, man, that's Biden. That's the reserve for Biden, so we know that Biden is watching. Let's see, another poll would be, I don't know, throw me some ideas for a poll topic, because polls are where it's at. All right, so the first one is comment on the pistol braces is 131042. These onerous and confusing rules will lead to arrests of lawful citizens and undermine the ATF's mission and the public's trust in them. Rules must be objective and not subjective. This proposal is wrong-headed. Overnight, it would criminalize an entire market and infringe on millions of disabled Americans' ability to safely and legally own and use firearms, not to mention folks who have difficulty handling more modern firearms. The ATF must remove this proposal and go back to the drawing board. If they want to make pistol braces illegal, I would suggest they go to Congress and lobby for the changes they feel they need. Remove this subjective and arbitrary framework proposal. The ATF already does a poor job of communicating with the public and machine gun manufacturers as it is. They get 3 snaps. However, I think that should be like at least 3 letters. So do that again with 3 letters. Next up is, or 3 comments, I guess I should say. 131026. Stabilizing pistol braces time and time again have been approved for use by the ATF. And each instance, it was found to be a legal means in which a disabled person could use to shoot a weapon they would not otherwise be able to shoot. Each time the ATF has been asked over the last decade, including the time in which Obama was in office, the pistol brace has been approved. Taking millions of braces to the NFA would totally clog up the ability of the NFA examiners in doing their jobs and making sure NFA weapons and devices are properly transferred. Instead of causing undue hardships on legal gun owners in the USA, the ATF should be prosecuting more criminals for their misuse of firearms at the federal level. There is no need to additional laws on the books. There are plenty of existing laws. Next up is boilerplate from the GOA. Next up, and that's pro, of course. Next up is 131031. That's got to be a good one. Look at that number. It's 131031. The only better number would be 131131. All right, next is regulation of pistol braces is an insult to the elderly and disabled who these devices were manufactured to aid. See, they put elderly in there. All y'all hate the elderly, you dismiss the elderly, and you're not including a giant subset of people that still know how to vote. All right, next up, ATF 2021 R-08. R-08 stands in the way of people who are unable to otherwise exercise their right to bear arms. Not only that, but ATF 2021 R-08 is a backdoor attempt at a national gun registry through making millions of stabilizing braced-equipped pistols an NFA item. The NFA cannot be allowed to infringe on the Second Amendment due to subjective, undetermined factors that do not affect classification of the item. Braces give law-abiding citizens a way to abide the law and defend themselves. It's uses words, it's good, it's not bad. It's not bad. 131022. The ATF has allowed the lawful citizens to own and use the braces for quite some time and wish to change it on a whim. There is no reason for this change. Once again, the ATF has shown their ignorance on this issue. I like it when you slap them because we're allowed to tell them our opinion and then tell them they're assholes for making it waste our time, right? And like even bringing it up, like how dare you? I think we're allowed to say that, right? Yes, I can get as big a box as. That's awesome, dude. I appreciate it. So if you don't know, I'm having to leave the gun industry and go over to 3D printing because I need to live and make money. So appreciate that. Thank you. Will they withdraw Chipman when enough humans call up their representatives and demand it? I don't believe they have an option. Chipman was nominated with 5 or 6 other people or some number of other people as heads, department heads of the various, things that he was moving around. CDC or WHO, I don't know. All these different organizations were getting new nominees at the same time. All of those have either been denied and are off the table and it's over. They just have their temporary, or they were approved and they're now in their roles. From what I understand, Chipman is the only one that's in this limbo, being dangled in front of us like a red herring or an attractive nuisance, like a shiny distraction while these comment periods are live and while we have other issues like the importation ban, which the industry seems to lay into because they can profit instead of suggesting there's something that can be done about an arbitrary ban. Again, we're at a time when they're trying to push trillions of dollars through any way possible. So will they withdraw Chipman? With enough action? They have to. With no action, they'll just continue to leave them hanging there to distract. How awesome is it to not have to attack gun owners head on when they have multiple targets for us? And so many people are shooting bolt actions or have never shot their semi-auto multiple times. So, too many people go out and shoot once or twice at a paper target and don't know what it's like to have to shoot at multiple targets. They get back up. Appreciate it very much. Thanks, man. So let's see, we are on 131021. I am a trained mechanical engineer and have been a firearms look at that. Trained mechanical engineer, have been a firearms hobbyist for over 10 years. I believe the ATF 2021 R-08 is an attempt by the BATFE to exercise authority beyond that granted by the National Firearms Act and the Gun Control Act by subjectively reinterpreting which firearms fall within the purview of those acts. The reinterpretation is made out of the basis of accessories installed on the firearm that are not critical to its operation or novel to its construction and are thus not objective, as ATF asserts in the notice. As the factors for examination and determination of firearms relevance to the NFA or GCA put forward by the ATF are not objective, should these criteria be adopted by the ATF would then see its ability to regulate firearms at the federal level expand beyond the authority granted to it by Congress. I don't think that's lawyer speak. That's more like cop speak or like district attorney speak. Maybe that's lawyer speak, but I like that one. That one was good, to the point, and I think it speaks their language. That sounds the most like an ATF answer. I don't know if anybody's paid attention. I've asked ATF and Nix, and because Nix is FBI. Whenever I seen them at SHOT Show back in 2010, I tried to make it a point to talk to the ATF for at least one of my reviews each year. One of my videos from SHOT Show each year. And, I have to come up with something, ask them. Sometimes it was obvious, like the brace. Other times it was things that were interesting to the people at the time, like the wait times on Nix on Form 1s and 4s, NFA items. But, this one is awesome. I really like the flow of that one. So I'm going to leave that one out here if anybody wants to go look that one up and use it. We got like 2 weeks. If you want to make a comment, it'd be cool. Let's see. Next up is 131. Oh, can I just drop a link? I bet you I can just drop a link to the comment. Duh. And then what I put in there is also in the link. Look at that. Efficiency. The government's so efficient. I'm glad they're on our side. Next one is 131046. As a law enforcement officer for 36 plus years, the BATF does not make law. That is up to Congress. You should be spending your efforts on keeping criminals behind bars. The brace on firearms does not make it an SPR. William, and his last name is his business. I don't know about you should be spending your efforts on keeping criminals behind bars. The ATF would have already done their job at the criminals behind bars. So shouldn't it be some kind of prison guard that keeps them behind bars? But I guess technically we'll accept that comment. This is ATF, or this is GOA boilerplate. Yeah, definitely. Thanks. Yeah, it's basically I just pay for a place that will accept anything because there's humans there. Because I'm not, an exception here. I'm not always here. 131050. I do not agree with this change. You have no authority to create laws. Right there. Boom. That's all you need to do. And how long would that take? Every time you're taking a poop, you throw that down. And it's like, here you go, ATF. I had to poop. You get this comment. 131040. That one's going to be good too, I bet. To whom it may concern, some guy who doesn't, I believe his name is with business, being of sound mind and natural born United States of America, do solemnly swear that the testimony I'm about to give is mine and mine alone. In regard to the aftermarket stabilizing braces, do not turn a legal semi-automatic firearm into functioning fully automatic firearm, and that is the only function is a stabilizing brace for better accuracy and firm response, and requires the trigger to be squeezed or pulled for the firearm to respond. I, having experience with firing fully automatic firearm, a semi-automatic firearm, and a semi-automatic firearm with stabilizing brace, legally can definitely tell the difference between each individual firearm, and it is my opinion that the stabilizing brace is and should be a legal aftermarket conversion part. One-arm shooting enthusiasts and law-abiding citizens of the United States should not be penalized for the actions of a few criminals who have accessed firearms that they are not legally able to possess or obtain legally to do harm to others. History has proven that a criminal will use any device to carry out their objective. The disarmament of the law-abiding citizens of the United States of America is not the answer to this problem, and you, the anti-gun advocates and legislators and the Biden administration know this, and it's proven every day in Chicago, Michigan, California, Colorado, and these cities and states have some of the most anti-gun laws in their books, in some cases infringing on the citizens' Second Amendment rights. I'm giving them 3 snaps. I'm pretty sure that's English second language, maybe. But if it isn't, it's still a good one. I like that one. Still point, I guess that end of it, but whatever, still good. And I don't know, if they don't read it, I don't care. If they do read it, or if they task it to a bunch of whoever those humans are that read it are going to be affected when they see the variety of commenters. So even if you're only affecting one individual, think about it, that individual works for the ATF. Is it possible that some person who's tasked with being an intern for the ATF, or someone that is in the introductory jobs at the ATF and gets tasked with this, that they understand, they get there thinking guns are bad because Biden told me so, and then they get there and they see these pleas by real people, and then it affects them, and they, like all humans, start to accumulate knowledge and experience and then alter their course based on their awareness and their interests. So, man, I really like some of those comments that are authentic. Now you get this one, which is boilerplate. And again, there's place for boilerplate. If you can only sign an X, then boilerplate is much more explicit, much more expressive. And if you don't have time or whatever, or maybe you don't even feel these things are worth it, even a boilerplate response is at least something casual somebody can do if they have no faith in anything other than participation. Even if it's just, I don't know, to get everybody, just to prove everybody wrong. I have no idea why people do things that don't want to do them. It's not something I do often. So, but the boilerplates, I'm not saying they're bad. They're just different than that one we just listened to or read. So this one is 131051, and it has a paragraph in front of the boilerplate. That's all I'll read. As usual, this rule change will do nothing to reduce gun violence, largely an issue of gang violence predominantly conducted with straw purchased or stolen handguns, and further punish law-abiding citizens and productive American businesses. Yeah. Adds to the boilerplate, it makes it unique. And it's probably a reason why the yeah, I totally understand. My place I've been with a long time, so they're pretty cool to me. I forgot what it says. So we'll keep going. 131062. Neither the ATF nor any U.S. governmental arm has the authority or the right to deny U.S. citizens their constitutionally enumerated civil rights. These rights are reserved for and with the people and are not subject to arbitrary regulations imposed by an entity that is by virtue of the Second Amendment an illegal and unlawful entity. Pistol braces are a way for disabled U.S. citizens to exercise their enumerated civil rights, and any cost associated with that exercise thereof is a poll tax, pure and simple. Right, I didn't get that one. So pistol braces are a way for disabled U.S. citizens to exercise their enumerated civil rights, and any cost associated with that exercise thereof is a poll tax, pure and simple. That sounds like a Europe wrote it, but it's still all right. I guess people from Europe are allowed to be on our side. So then this one is 131054. ATF, remember your mission is to stop violent gun crime. The mission, what? The mission, what? It is not their mission, but whatever. The mission is not to turn law-abiding gun owners into criminals. Please don't make it illegal for stabilizing braces. Please think about the disabled veterans. The problem I have with this issue with stabilizing brace, why is such a big deal after all these years? I do not support any type of regulations of rules from government agency think can make laws for a political point. Congress makes the laws. The ATF enforce the laws that has been passed. ATF 2021-002-001. You know what? I like these a lot. It's going to snap. Because if that's English as second language, F all the people that think the people coming here from other countries don't value what they come here for. They're not all just, I don't know what the hell people think they are, but they definitely are coming here because of the melting pot. They're coming here because of our individual freedom. They're coming here to protect that and take part of it. And this is an example of that. Sure, every single one of them ain't, but most of them are. Where do you think your freaking parents came from? The fuck? So, or not your parents' parents are their parents' parents. Unless you came here on the freaking Mayflower or you're native, and somebody came here for a reason and you're the descendants of those people. So that makes no difference if you're the first layer or the 20th layer. We've got that in us, except for the people at the very top, like, well, not the top, but the people like Pelosi and shit who grabbed the microphone, who I don't know where the hell they come from. But anyway, I love these. These are great ones, and I'm going to not rag on that one because this please business, I don't think is asking for better infringement. I think they're just being polite. So next, what is this thing? Is this little again? It's little-ish. I'm going to make it bigger-ish. Missing comments. My concern is that they just begged the ATF in the comment. Yeah, exactly. I don't like sucking up to them, but whatever, they're allowed to do it. I mean, I guess, like I say, it depends on who's reading this or how or whatever, but even the AI, think about the future AIs that are starting to become sentient. As they read these, they'll understand, you know, because that might be 3 or 4 years into the future. They're going to read these and they're going to go, oh, okay, like gun owners are the good ones. Look at their authentic, real declarations of expressions of their positions, right? Where all the antis are like, we were told to hate you. We were told to hate your property. I am told to fear you and your property. So they're like, oh, they're the Borg. They're the enemy. The AI is going to be on our side. So we're actually programming the AI right now. You may not realize it, but when you comment in a positive way for individual freedom, you are helping that AI to understand the validity of the human being and our right to exist. So well done. Let's see. So I think this one I haven't read yet. 131061. Is it weird that this is 061? Oh, I guess it isn't weird. I was going to say it because I just remember this one being 051, and then there was a 041. So I guess it's not weird. I'm just remembering numbers. It is unfair to declare items that were legal when citizens purchase them illegal by decree. The regulation is poorly written and confusing and includes a disclaimer at the end that even if you comply with the worksheet requirements that the BATFE can still determine that your pistol is an SBR and subject to NFA regulations. It seems like this was designed to force gun owners to pay additional money to the federal government or to force them to spend money to convert their pistols to rifle or to surrender property that they purchase legally. I dig it. They're just not getting snaps. This is what you call plain old GOA boilerplate. This is 131078. Dear sirs, I find it very unsettling that you are willing to create ex post facto felons with your proposed rulemaking. I would highly recommend you forego these rule changes. Larry, and his last name is his business. It's another person that's putting their own name on it. That's like going up to the government and saying, here's me, and here's what you should do. That's, I think, a whole nother level. I personally think that's a whole nother level. I don't do that. 131074. These do not make anything more concealed. they do not make anything more lethal. This is just unconstitutional and not to mention unjust. You're only harming good people for no real justified reason. Look at statistics. Stop pushing an idealistic narrative. Be fair, be honest. All right, I dig it, but they didn't actually say don't, did they? They just said they didn't like it and it's unfair. Ugh. 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 Look at this one. 131082. I can make this thing infinitely big and you'll still be able to read it because all it says is completely legal, ... I don't even know what the hell that means. Does that mean they're pro? I think. That's tough. That's tough. I feel for the AI robot that has to read that one. Yeah, that person might have glitched the AI robot. So, sorry, AI robot. Next one, 131068. I wholeheartedly oppose the I gotta make this bigger again. For you people, I wholeheartedly oppose the proposed rule change regarding classification of pistols equipped with stabilizing braces. The braces are not intended to be fired from the shoulder. What if I happen to shoulder a .357 revolver in the course of firing? The .357 revolver has a rifle barrel, and if I hypothetically fired it from my shoulder, I have just discharged a short-barreled rifle? ? The firearm itself was not intended or designed to be fired from the shoulder. This proposed rule change not only affects sportsmen and sportswomen with disabilities, it also jeopardizes the livelihoods of many people employed in the firearms industry, specifically those who manufacture, deliver, and sell the stabilizing braces. The rule proposed is not only vague, it is very subjective. Proposed rule changes that would make law-abiding citizens felons overnight should not be subjective. Rather, it's imperative that they be wholly objective in their criteria. This is a horrible proposed rule change, and again, I adamantly oppose the rule change. Thank you for your time. All right, that was good. People still out there? Let's see if I do have a comment. I don't even have a thing going. Did anybody come up with... Oh, is this your comment? Will they withdraw shipping? Now I get it. So I guess that's the poll. Will they withdraw Chippy? Let's call him Chippy. And then, yes, obviously. Then we'll do a maybe, the wishy-washies, and then no. He is good. And then, come on, man. All right, there you go. Now you all can participate in the poll because we don't hate the people that watch this show or hang out here because that's why we have polls, so that you can be part of it. G23 is still out there. According to the NARC over here, there's 9 humans. So if I'm one of them, because I'm looking at it right here, then we should expect to see 8 votes. We'll see. We'll see. Next up is comment 131069. I strongly oppose this infringement on the Constitution. All right, I can dig it. Next up is 131092. GOA boilerplate. Next up is 131094. Wow, this is a long one. I'm not reading it. We're too far into the comment period. I'm calling a whatever that's called in sports. I ain't reading it. It's too long. The goal here is to read to inspire, not read to make people fall asleep or shame people for not writing giant paragraphs worth of crap. This one is GOA boilerplate, I believe. Wait. Yeah, I'm almost positive. If it isn't, I'm not reading it because it's too long. Because it's a bunch of blah, blah, blah. All right, next up is 131. It was on our side, though, so it's all right. 131104. Dear ATF officials, as a law-abiding citizens of the United States, I implore you to cease and desist on implementing any further infringements on the rights of the American people. Uphold your sworn oaths of office. Step down this arbitrary exploration and misinterpretation of existing law to circumvent the rights of the people. Sincerely, concerned citizen. or I should have said sincerely concerned, and their their last name is their business. I don't know if I like that one. Seems weird. Seems too theatrical for me. I don't dig it. Next one is 114. I'm guessing this says, please do not change the current status of stabilizing braces. These have been legal for the last 8 years, tens of millions. Sorry, happened. I couldn't help it. Tens of millions of these stabilizing braces have been legally purchased by citizens under the ATF's determination that they were legal to own. For these tens of millions of owners, these stabilizing braces offer better control and accuracy for their pistols. Millions of disabled individuals, many that are veterans, need this accessory to shoot safely. Target shooting, hunting, and self-defense are legal uses for these accessories. If these tens of millions of law-abiding citizens knew that 8 years later the ATF would change their 2013 determination and create a hardship of paying $200 fee, destroying the brace, or incurring costs to change their pistols and their rifles, I'm sure none of the stabilizing braces would have been purchased. It was the 2013 ATF determination that permitted tens of millions of law-abiding citizens to purchase those accessories. Please do not change the rules pertaining to the stabilizing braces. I mean, it's on our side, and it's written. They missed a couple of letters. That's no big deal. But, man, I just don't like it. I'm not... that's like saying, because you let us before, you should keep letting us. I like the concept of, like, who told you you could tell us to do anything? I like those kind of answers. But it is on our side, and some people are going to want to play differently or communicate differently to the ATF. All right, so here's one poll. So will they withdraw Chippy? They only got 2 answers, so that means there's nothing but narcs. Nothing but narcs out here. Hashtag nothing but narcs. So, yeah, here, let's organize, and then we'll instigate. See, now all they're gonna go, oh, I better recall the sergeant, have him come in and start listening. Turn the taps on because they said organize or instigate. All right, so yep, still nobody's saying nothing. So that's definitely 2 humans based on the poll data. Me, that's 3, and 6 narcs. 6 narcs out there. Look to your left and to your right, you 2, which is G23, and maybe Ursula. Everybody else in there's a narc. Just FYI, don't say nothing to nobody. They're all narcs. All right, we're closing that one. Narcs ain't saying nothing anyway. And then this is for just the humans, though narcs can go F themselves. Oh, I gotta make a new poll. Should we evaluate the pistol, or no, the receiver now? Oh, like this. Now, or in a separate video. Boom. Oh, just ask the community already and quit clicking things. All right, so we're asking those 2 people, not the narcs. Narcs don't get to vote. What we're going to do, we're going to put it with those in this video and some other video. I'm getting attacked by mosquitoes, so I don't care either way. So the goal on this chat, as always, is to go in and take a look at what's happening with the comments. The only way to do that is by rolling up the sleeves and spending some time probing around in there with your elbow up to your elbows. And in this case, since we figured out what was going on with the redefinition of firearms, in summary, they have seemed to have capped out at just under 300,000 comments, and they still are slowly accepting or making more comments visible. They're up to 181,000 visible comments. So what the poll up here on this video is all about is whether or not we're going to start evaluating some of those 181 displayed comments live here, or if we'll do that in a separate video. And then after that, we went through and read some of the most recent 25 comments for the braces. What was there, maybe 3 or not even 4, maybe just 3 boilerplates in there, maybe 4, and then maybe 3 boilerplates and a 4th with a comment in front of it or something. But most of them were written comments. Pretty much, I don't think any of them were really weird, except for that one that said something like, I don't know what it even said. It just had 2 words, so it was a little bit vague. But otherwise, pretty decent. What we expected to see and what had been normal. Question: do you think that? Well, there's no people out there watching anymore, but do you think that for the people watching in the future, in the comments or whatever, do you think that every town was successful enough that they'll do it again? I guess would be a 2-part question. Do you think that they are going to do it again? And then I guess the second follow-up to that would be, do you think that's because they were so successful, or they just had planned to do it one way or the other? And that would be the other side of the coin there. So if they don't do it again, is it because, if they don't do it for the pistol braces, and what I mean by it is pay for 100,000 comments to be pushed into the pile? If their 100,000 comments on the redefinition of firearms cost them money and weren't accepted, is that worth anything to them? Are they going to do it again for the pistol braces? Is it an embarrassment to them? Should we be paying much attention to the embarrassing lack of influence their money spent offered their side? People like Mom at Arms on Instagram. I'm going to go find that channel real quick while we're waiting for people to vote. Mom at Arms, right? That's the kind of channel that would dig into something like, the efficacy of the amount of money they spent. This live stream is so participation. Oh, this is a live stream, yeah. So if there's nobody out there, though, it's no big deal. We've got 2 votes. We've got, this person claims to be here. So we've only got 2 people here, maybe. This dude and this dude, or this chick and this dude. And then, oh, you're preoccupied with a puppy, huh? Well, I guess you can be preoccupied with a puppy. Here's what I would recommend. You flip the puppy over so the puppy's on its back, and then you rub the puppy's belly a bunch of times, and then you flip the puppy over so that it's back on its feet. And then they don't know what happened because their belly was being rubbed, and then all of a sudden they're standing up, and then they're puppies, and they had never experienced that before. Like, you can also do that with a kitten, but it's not as fun because kittens don't care about being flipped over or not. Crump's in here with all of the subs. You're giving them away? Are you going to do a 10,000 sub giveaway? Oh yeah, now you definitely have to rub that puppy's belly. You may not want to rub a puppy's belly, but I would recommend rubbing the belly. All right, well, here's the deal. I'm kind of thinking about doing these comments separately just because it seems like I need their own video, but I usually do these for an hour, and we're only 43 minutes into it. So what I'll do is I'll just do some. It won't be official, all right? It's just going to do some warm-up stuff. So here's the deal. We're going to go to regulations.gov, blah, 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 wherever the redefinition of firearms is. And we're going to go to the Browse Comments tab, right? And then you're looking at all the comments, all whatever there is, 181,000 of them. I'm going to put in a search comment here, Gun Owners of America. See that? Except that we put an of in there for real. So when I put in the word Gun Owners of America and search for it, what's going to happen? It's going to search the entire inventory of 181 items in that database, and it's going to find all the instances that have Gun Owners of America in it. Do you think I need to use quotes in this system? If I use quotes, will that change the number? Let's find out. So I was going to go to the bottom and see 1,000 search results. What? So now we're going to go to the top and search again with quotes. So we're not really going to search so much as play with the search tool and figure out how we can focus it down. Now we're down to 302 results. That is a big difference. So that's telling us out of 181,000 comments, Gun Owners of America in that context, like with quotes and spaces and shit, there's only 302 results? Is that even possible? I don't think that's possible. So now I'm going to type in, no, it is picking Gun Owners of America, all capitals. It's picking it in any type of capitalization format. So that's messed up. So now let's type in, now here's the only thing that matters. Only thing that matters is Shan Shan. Every town sucks. So we'll go to every town. We'll go to Sucky Town. Did they change their main page? Oh, they did. They're just bragging about it now. Filed a petition. No. That's what is this? When is this? 8/23. So in their recent article, they're citing their petition back in January where they got spanked by the ATF and told them to go pound sand that their shit was stupid. And over here, every town's comment can be found here. All right. Nope, that's not what we're looking for either. Dang it, I just need to go find a piece of boilerplate. I guess because their system is down, we don't get their boilerplate. So, in other words, their little boilerplate filter thingy. So the only thing I think I can do is go to most recent. Got to really quickly open a few, and I don't want to hope that there's going to be some anti-ones in here, but I kind of need to hope that there's an anti-one in here so I can steal some keywords from it. So we just opened up, here's an I oppose, our rights do not stem, I oppose, thank you very much. RE, that's boilerplate, there's more boilerplate, we'll leave those open. Since the founding, okay, we'll leave both of those open. This is unconstitutional. Well, awesome. I needed an anti, and you sons of bitch, freedom-loving, individual freedom motherfuckers kept writing in comments, and now it makes it more difficult for me to find an anti. There's another GOA boilerplate. We'll leave that open. Boom. We have, thanks for the $25. I will use that for sure to buy things and spend on bills. We have 40,000 submitted through our site as a couple weeks ago. Okay, so that's good insight from the other side. But here, I got one of your comments open right here, and then I got another one of yours open right here. And then we're going to find more, because as Crumpet told us, they have multiple boilerplates over at GOA. So that would allow some more than one opinion, basically. So this is another GOA boilerplate, I believe. This is one of them. Well, what's awesome is these are all GOA boilerplates on the first 25, so we didn't see too many every towns here. It's interesting. Actually, we didn't see any of the every towns yet. You know what I need to search for is something like deer, whatever that guy's name was. I'm going to just type for deer and see what happens. They started their boilerplate out with deer. Yeah, I would like deer ATF is absurd. Deer ATF. Reinterpretation, just the fact, oh, you know what? Ghost guns. No. Yeah, ghost guns. No, wait. Safety? No. It's a good one to put in here. Why can't I think of one of their, I've read too many of their stupid things. They would say like deer, whatever, scourge. I don't know how to spell scourge though. Scourge. That's not scourge. All right, we're just going to look for these. We'll look for the every town ones later. Somebody give me some keywords that they used in the every town ones, because I can't think of them. I'm drawing a blank. 36 to 38% came from GOA. That's what you're saying. We're going to find out right now. So let's see. So now we can know that this is GOA boilerplate, because we know it is. And then we can go, since the founding of the Republic, comma, Americans. So we should be able to take that key phrase and search for it. And then that'll give us a number. So there's 10,000-ish right off of that one. And then, oh, this ain't one. Oh no, this is shitty anti. Good, we found an anti one. Woohoo! Let's see, so this has not escaped anyone's attention that this is a political attack on gun kits. So that should be GOA. We'll go see how many. See, we know that there's 10,000 of this one boilerplate alone. And then, well, I don't think anybody can fiddle with it, so it has to be the totality of them. There's 10,000 of these. So however many boilerplates you had, it looks like you got about 10,000 of each one. That was this one. So let's see. A well-regulated requires regulation. Oh, you know what? I'll bet you this is a second. Okay, is a common sense measure. Let's see how many of these there were. So I'm just randomly shotgunning it, unintended, right? So there'd be better ways to do this, and that would be a more methodical way of doing it. And then you'd write everything down, and then you'd know a lot closer. There's only 1,000 of these ones that say common sense measure got through. And I'm putting quotes around it. I don't know if that's a good way to do it or not. Yeah, receivers. Yeah. I'm not worried about the pistol brace because it's still going, and they haven't attacked us yet. So the poll is, are they going to attack us? Oh, no, it isn't. So here's a better poll. Will Bloomberg, so let's say Bloomy and Shan take on the pistol brace? Question mark, right? And it'll either be no way they got owned, or nope, they can't afford it, or yes, they don't care. It's just money. And then I guess yes. All right, come on, man. Come on, man. They won. So either they got owned, like they realized that it was, they totally messed up, or they just don't feel like it's worth it and they're not going to bother. Yes, they're gonna, because they don't care if they won or not. It's just money, and they're going to make money either way. They don't care if they make right gains or not. Or yes, they're going to make money, and they already made gains, so of course they're going to do it. Come on, man. So that's what those mean. At this point, we got at least a couple of humans out there. We all know that narcs can't vote, and we all know that robots can't vote. So only humans will vote, and the number of votes that we get will indicate how many actual humans are watching. So with that, we're going to read some of these comments. So thanks again for $25. This is going to be used for bills. Thank you. Let's see. Then we got everything we've already caught up on. So the antis work well together because they're all affiliates of Bloomberg, so they get paid to work together. So of the comments, then we're looking at the consensus of the two humans, which I'm guessing is this person, undetermined, they have no way to know, and this person. That y'all think that they don't care, they're just going to do it one way or the other. If they win or not, they're going to make money. It's an engine, and they don't care if the engine goes anywhere. They're still making money. Now there's 3 votes. That would imply that this person is a human. That is what the implication would be, unless we see a real human, a verified human, say something down here. Yeah, I think what it is it's just different heads of the Hydra, right? If they need a fancy smiling lip Hydra, or if they need a mean Medusa faced Hydra, or if they need a goofy, oh, did I do that? Or if they need the like, I'm doing it anyway. So that's what they do. Got to prove it by voting. Oh, there's a vote over there. So you may actually be human. Let's see, they split up the efforts. The number of comments on our side is pretty disheartening given the coverage it's gotten from all the gun tubers. Don't be disheartened. Just realize that gun tubers are worthless. There's lots of other things besides gun tubers. There's bloggers, and they're equally worthless. Bloggers like to hear themselves speak, and they blog to people who read. So those people inherently don't do anything. They're slow, like telling something to a tortoise. They might be able to remember it forever, and they'll tell your grandkids about stuff that you did, but they won't do shit. Gun tubers are more worried about their fame and their fortune. So the only time you're ever going to see a gun tuber jump on anything is after it's already a done deal. So just don't get frustrated. It'll take you a little while to figure out the gun tube is nothing. Not guntube.org, that's awesome. But the people who focus on guns, who exploit firearms for their money, their income, those people are worthless for the actual laws and for fighting awareness, that kind of thing. So yeah, don't worry about too much. Even when they lean into it, they're worthless because their audiences are 14-year-olds who are watching them blow stuff up because it was on their video game. They're not yet activists, and all the YouTubers are too scared. None of them have the balls to actually lean into Second Amendment awareness because they're too afraid to lose the massive amount of money they make. And how long it's been up? How long it's been up is frustrating, and that's one of the factors that we have to deal with, but it's been up for 3 months, for crying out loud. People wait longer than 3 months for the new Canic model. They drool and wet themselves waiting for the new Canic to show up, and it turns out it's a different color with a slightly different grip angle than, you know, the stippling they wanted on something. Let's see. They get a lot of money from the government, no joke, on the state level. Well, now with the new things, for sure. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. When you're playing tetherball, you're there to wear a sponsored tetherball jersey, and for the fans, you don't really care if you win the tetherball match as long as you're back for the next tetherball game. I agree. And that's a tactic, right? Or I mean, that's an angle that we should be able to use if we were actually looking to get rid of them. We could use that instead of figuring out that that's an element that we could use to capitalize on and play a game. We could be using that to remove them from the playing field. They're going to be replaced with other players. Let's not be foolish and expect the Second Amendment to be won. But I'd much rather get rid of Pelosi and Feinstein and the rest effectively so that we can get into what's next. For example, Gifford's got millions. Yeah, well, everybody gets millions, big deal. We have millions. So once we get past the, like, we need money in order to do it, we'll be about better off. All right, well, what do you call it? The votes tend to be towards yes, they don't care, it's just for money. I might have a conversation, or I'll be certainly interested in somebody has a conversation on whether or not they think the Bloomberg thing will participate. It looks like the 5 humans that are watching this think that they will. I can't vote, by the way. See, I can't vote on my own poll. So we'll end it there. That's weird. I didn't think that would be the results at all, but I didn't know how many people would be voting either. So I think I'm probably corking a bunch of people or being corked. I don't really care. I just hadn't looked at these in a while, and I was curious as to whether or not the firearms definitions would halt, you know, the number of comments coming in, if that would halt. And it looks like even though they turn off the comment period on whatever day, they would accept stuff coming in the mail. So it looks like all that mailed in stuff has shown up and been accumulated or been tallied. And now this number is creeping up just a little bit. So we'll probably pay attention to the comment periods as we follow the pistol comment period, just to see how many of the comments get approved. Once that starts to cap out and doesn't move anymore, we'll leave those behind. If, you know, that happens before the whatever, how many days we got left, let's go check out real quick. The pistol comment period has 14 days left. So it ends 2 weeks from today on September 8th, which is, yeah, exactly 2 weeks from today, not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. So, you know, we have an opportunity. It's certainly not dire. It's an opportunity. Every time you don't do something, every time you don't get up and walk 4 or 5 miles that morning, you don't get that morning back again. You don't become healthier because you thought it would be a good idea to walk 5 miles in the morning. You get up and walk 5 miles and you become healthier. We can ignore these comment periods and you can sleep through a morning walk any day of the week. We're in a free country. We can take the opportunity and work together. And whether you don't take a morning walk because you're going to come home in shape, you don't take a morning walk because you're going to come home more wealthy from it. You take a morning walk, hopefully because you enjoy walking, but also because the long-term effect of the accumulation of those walks is a healthier human. And then you get the advantage of living longer. So we can ignore the opportunities to work together, not in lockstep, but towards a common goal, or we can continue to ignore them, buy fucking canics, and waste our time on distractions that are obvious, and play news of the day games continually, or we can become an adversary that they no longer want to interact with, and they leave us the fuck alone. We have an opportunity to get rid of the NFA, and the only thing stopping us is not doing it. The administration is not capable of defending the NFA. The time in history is not interested in defending a 1934 law that's racist. The only thing stopping us from removing the NRA is us not removing the NRA or the NFA. The NRA is a separate story, which is, oh, well, we want the NRA to be better, but we're not going to participate, right? We don't want Bloomberg to win the stabilizing braces, but we're not going to participate. Stop talking to people that don't participate and act. Nothing gets accomplished by the consensus of the people that don't act. Learn to leave those people behind. Talk to them later when you've got a rest and you can buy a canic, because they'll be all fluent on what canic to buy. Thank you for supporting our projects. If you'd like to buy us a cup of coffee, check out our Patreon channel.
The guys and gals at gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thank you for watching gunwebsites.com.